trust your crypto assets to centralized exchanges that actively sell your private information and front-run your trades? Would you like to buy and sell your assets without any middlemen, intermediaries, or robots? Do you like paying slippage, fees, and having the price go up as bots steal from you on low-liquidity decentralized exchanges? The solution is rejuve.ai. Set your guaranteed buy or sell price. No middlemen, no slippage, no bots, ever. Buy or sell 1, 10, or even 10 million tokens, and you never have to worry. OTC trades are between you and the seller or buyer, guaranteed by audited smart contracts and no human middlemen. Nodemarket.io.
I don't care who you are. When you see them turkeys, you smile.
It's 93 now, dude.
You can't.
93.
Oh, wait, stop talking about all the money that some people are not making because they sold Bitcoin because they listened to their dumb butthole friends on Twitter. Oh my God.
But the TA said.
Oh yeah,
the
no, that's true.
Said,
it can't. It can't go higher. It can't because TA. It can't.
The TA said we gotta sell. It jumped up too high, too fast. We gotta
sell.
sell.
What? You have to sell at 87 because if it gets to 88, it's going to 60. What?
Well, because that's the Fibonacci. That's the Fibonacci line.
Oh, right. The Fibonacci.
You know what I'm saying? The Fibonacci.
Isn't this a guy that painted flowers or some shit like that? Like, I don't know, man. like
he painted through flowers on a dartboard.
Some rational part of your mind has to say that if looking at the past worked for predicting the future, then everybody would know the future. Ergo, there would be no money to be made because the first person that learned that would have all the money.
That's right.
Did you know that Warren Buffett, who's a pretty smart dude,
I've heard,
his exiting from banking, from tech stocks and all that, he started exiting a few months back.
Oh yeah,
it's cost him $50 billion as of today.
That's like the German government. The German government. You did all 9 of them, didn't you? All 9 zeros.
Oh yeah. Oh, I sure did. I mean, dude. And
because TA. Because TA.
Because TA.
TA, bro.
It's that TA, bro. Okay.
That's right.
First, but elephant in the room to the Cryptopia community that may grudgingly or otherwise be kind of looking around Node Market saying, okay, what's next? We got to wrap our minds around the way you guys have stuff structured, and we're going to build on-ramps for you guys, but you got to give us a little time to figure out. We don't know anything about how the structure was over there. So you guys will all be taken care of. Don't worry. It's not like there's different hypercycle communities. There's only one hypercycle community. There might be different roads to get there, but the end result is the same. And if we're all being honest, everybody at 3 a.m. got woken up. No one here really gives a shit about the politics. All you guys want is to earn money on compute revenue. And some of you just want number token go up, right? If we're being honest, no one gives a shit about the rest of it. You just want to make money. Everybody here wants to make money. That's why we do. You know what, Brandon, you want to know why I'm here?
Well, I know why you're here. You and I know each other.
We're trying to make that money, bro. They said, what are you going to do when you get to 8 figures? Try to get to 9. So, I think everybody needs to, whenever these kind of little curveballs are thrown or whatever, like we get curveballs all the time in developing. We spend a lot of money. It is what it is. Sometimes we go down the wrong path. Sometimes we go down the wrong path because maybe we feel like we didn't get enough information to go down the right path. It is what it is because that's software development. That's how software development works. You go down a lot of wrong paths to figure out the right path. And that costs a shit box of money. So we're willing to do that because people are like, oh, why'd you build Node Market? Because, man, this community, the old school crypto and coffee / Monday Morning Live / Raging Bulls, that community has been interested in Hypercycle, and we knew we needed a way to manage all this. We certainly weren't going to wait for HyperPG. It still waiting. I mean, they're making progress, but we wanted to build something, one, where we could do real OTC transactions and people wouldn't get stolen from. B, we wanted to build a place where you could manage your Hypercycle licenses and eventually your node factories and manage your compute revenue and manage the selling and reselling of those assets, because those are little businesses that could become big businesses. So we're building in that path. We wanted to make a place where you could get AI assets, right? Hence the exchange. We wanted to make a place where you could take real world assets, RWAs, bro. You could tokenize real shit, and you could allow accredited investors and people that are allowed to legally purchase those assets and token gate those assets. And we wanted to make a way where people could participate. So we built all those things. So if you're going to build something, build it. Software ain't easy. Otherwise, everybody would have. It's just not easy. And I'm sure Brandon can testify to that even more than me, because I'm not in there with ones and zero flipping like those guys are. So for everybody that's like, oh, stress, ain't no damn stress, buddy. Bitcoin just hit did it hit 93?
It did. Oh, it still is. I mean, it's still close. 92,840. Like,
okay.
It's we'll talk about that later, but I did want to say a couple things because there's still a lot of questions. So I think that it's important to remember, we all have the same goal in mind. And I put that in the chats this morning. Like, we all have the same goal. And like, honestly, Nick and I, we're here to help you guys achieve that goal, because this isn't a zero-sum thing. This isn't where Cryptopia loses, we win, or whatever loses, we win. We want everybody to win, because there's no reason we can't all win together. And so, I am going to do everything that I can to facilitate that. Now, with that, I will give some guidance on some timelines, because I'm getting hit up from literally 100 messages or whatever it is, because people want stuff done now. I can't do stuff now. We're working as fast as we can. So we are going to get the pools ready. We have to focus on you guys first, because you guys are first, and this is what our timeline. We have tilling going, right? So our node licenses are all still tilling, and I've talked to Hypercycle in meetings. They will stay tilling until we get tilling as a service integrated into Node Market, which is probably going to be, honestly, 3 to 4 weeks. Now, Cryptopia people, your node licenses stop tilling. So I'm going to work out a solution for you guys as well, but you got to give me time. So there's that. Number one, our first priority is to get those pools ready so you guys can start generating rewards for those that have already created node factories. I made that video on how to create a node factory. And once you get that done, hopefully, and this is just hopefully, by next Friday, we should have those pools ready. And I will talk through those. I'm not going to talk through those now because there's no reason to, because those aren't live. But you do get a % revenue, and you do get more revenue based on how many node market NFTs you have. Now, gas is right now 88 Gwei.
Hi.
Do not
don't
do
make
a node factory.
Don't do nothing
right now. Do not.
Don't do nothing.
Like, there's no reason to rush and make a node. I'm even holding off. Like, I had to split some licenses for some people that wanted some yesterday. I paid $90 for one split. And that's just a split of a license. Like, that was absurd to me. And I'm like, ugh. But it was a big enough license bundle. The guy really wanted it, and I'm like, whatever. And so, okay, do not do anything right now. Gas will come down, but it's not going to come down when Bitcoin is going to $93,202. It's just not. Okay, it's not going to come down. I'm just telling you, that's just the nature of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all that stuff. So hold off.
Adam. And again, I'm just getting caught up on this. I'm not in any of these groups. I'm not even in the Hypercycle groups. I just choose to stay away from social media unless you see my Instagram where I post cat pictures, or chubby people falling down. Those are the two things I post, and that's it, because they make me happy. Now, so I was kind of bringing myself up to speed on all this morning, but the promise was it's a technical thing. It's not a someone said and then they can't do. I'm sure you guys all understand tokens that are not yet vested, they're locked up in a smart contract. So you guys know what that means. You can't get access to those things. So the only way you could do it is by some like hand ledger. Oh, Bob has 13. Does it? But somebody has to have the tokens to put to the licenses to marry them. You can't do that out thin air. So I think what the original idea was, they wanted to do this, and I think there are some technical reasons they can't do this. So they don't want to leave anybody behind. It wasn't like no one said, oh, we're going to do this thing and screw you guys because we're not going to do it. It's that there are just some technical ramifications to taking stuff that is locked in a smart contract and putting it somewhere. It's like it's locked in a safe. If I take your watch and I lock it in a safe at the bank, and then I say, okay, go ahead and check your email on your Apple Watch. I don't have it. It's in the bank. Yeah, no shit. It's in the bank. So unvested tokens or not yet vested tokens, for all intents and purposes, they don't exist until they are freed up in that process of slowly releasing those tokens over time, or if it's a lockup period, released at the end of that period. So I understand people's frustration, but there are just technical limitations to what you can and can't do. Now, there's some workarounds as far as there's some other workarounds that could be done. You could spin up proxy assets, use those proxy assets to facilitate that, but then you'd have to sunset those proxy assets. It creates a whole can of worms. And you really have to think game theoretically through that and say, are we solving a problem or are we just making things worse? So I'm sure that there will be workarounds and all that if it's actually possible. So we're going to do everything we can for you guys. I think we can kind of end that there. There's no animosity also. Like, I think I know a lot of people from the Cryptopia group that are super cool. I think we all want to make money. I really think that is the unifying factor. You know what my religion is, Brandon?
What's that?
Satan. But you know what my second religion is?
Okay.
Money.
I know you do like the monies, right?
After the Dark Lord Satan, yes, it's that money, though. Okay. Oh, by the way, did you see that Hugh Grant movie that just came out? Heretic.
Oh, have you seen it?
It's cool. It's creepy cool. Culty,
now,
creepy cool.
That one is the it's they go in the house. It's the Latter-day Saint missionaries or whatever. They go in the house and then it's whatever, right?
It gets real
okay.
rough. Yeah. They learn all about God. Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
Okay. Is gas tied to Ethereum price? Yes.
No. Well, yes and no. Yeah. Good point.
In a sense, it is somewhat proportionally relationed to the price, but that's the fee paradox, right? But it's a use situation. If there's one person a minute that can go through the line, and 4,000 people show up, it clogs up the line and it gets more expensive to get through. So gas goes up with use. If a bunch of people come and they start doing stuff, and that use goes up, there's still only a certain amount of throughput, and it starts costing more and more money. And therein lies the paradox, because you're paying in terms of a more expensive asset. Brandon, you want to add anything to that?
No, that's it. That's it. It's kind of silly, but yeah, I mean, that's the case.
That's the paradox. And that's why at first the Ethereum developers were like, okay, well, let's just leverage layer twos, let them do the work. Now I think Vitalik is realizing we can't just let layer twos do all the work, because there's going to be spammy layer twos at the edges. And that's what we're seeing now. Everybody's launching a layer two or telling everyone that what they have is a layer two, which is a bunch of spammy shit. We're in the layer two is like the new meme coin now. So, but yes, there we go. I hope that kind of settles that.
Yeah.
All right.
Settles it.
Let's talk inflation real quick.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, do you have any housekeeping you want us to knock out?
No. Well, I just wanted to show people this. Is this still on the screen? Sorry, somebody couldn't log in.
Yes.
I was helping them out.
Yeah.
So here we go. So we got. Okay. Our node manager, if you guys, oh my gosh, I know that you need an NFT to get in here, but like this place is going to be the place to manage your stuff. It's so good. And I don't want to like upsell this at all as much, but like I know there's comparisons between a couple of the dApps that people use. Ours looks really good and we're still building on it. There's going to be like an integration for tilling as a service built into this that's going to be really nice. And then you're just going to be able to do all your management here. Not only that, but people that have created the node factories have said it's super slick process. It's like a couple steps and it's like just walks you through it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Plus, not only that, but you can like view all of your tilling time and stuff like within the manager itself. So you don't even have to like go into your old license. Anyway, it's like a whole thing. So if you have a chance, check out the manager. It's really awesome. And you know, I just want to like give that little shout out to the manager because I think it's really cool. That's it.
Do the night.
No. Okay. So, as far as this goes, no. Okay. So, we already talked about this, but again, you guys can go back and listen to the start of the stream out and then get all the questions answered. But the last thing that I did want to mention is I am building. So this is the digital investor dashboard. I put a new link in here. I'm redoing this, the FAQ page. So I'm going to be updating that more and more, but I've updated a lot of it already. And it kind of goes through the basics, like what is a token stack? What is a node factory? I took out like all the old questions pertaining to how to purchase node licenses because we're beyond that. And I put like all these other stuff in, like what are RNS tokens? So go read through this stuff. So I'll be adding to all this stuff like over the next couple days so that people can have some answers to the questions. So if you have questions that aren't answered here, by all means, there's a form at the bottom, fill it out, send it to me. I'll put the answers on there. And I just want a cohesive communication experience. And then once we get the tilling as a service and pools, I'll do more videos. Like, guys, we just want to help you guys out.
Brandon, in the FAQ, are the videos for those things also nearby so that people could like look at the thing and then click the video?
Yeah, so the video's right here at the top. So that's how to create a node factory. So anything else pertaining to licenses, I will get uploaded. So they'll be in the FAQ. So I'll put a little video in here. If we have a video in there, I'll put it in there. So it'll all be very intuitive to walk through. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, did you notice that FAQ sounds like a guy from Boston cussing someone out? Fact you. Get it? FAQ, fact you.
The FAQs, yes.
Fact you. I'm just spelling it, bro. Don't get mad at me. I'm not cursing yet. All right. Someone had some little issues with that. I think that's like a technical thing, which I will not comment on.
You'll have to actually, I think you sent me an email this morning, but I haven't responded to it yet. So we'll just have to go through your situation.
Remember, there's a learning curve. I mean, you guys are learning. These are going to be, it's a business. You're going to be running a business. And yeah, there's sometimes you got to learn some stuff about a business. Okay, let's real quick knock out the news and then let's get behind the wall because Bitcoin's kicking dicks. And altcoins haven't followed. I'm going to tell you something. About 4 hours ago, I was staring at my portfolio and I thought I was very close to adding Optimism and Filecoin. Optimism was 153 and I thought, man, if I can get into the 140s, I think I'll pull the trigger. And then I looked at Filecoin, I thought, okay, if we can get down below $4, I think I'll pull the trigger. And I said, well, the inflation numbers are coming. So I then thought to myself, okay, if inflation's hot and everybody panics, it'd be a short-lived panic, but I might get a better price. That thought process right there was stupid. My original thought, I'll tell you why it was stupid, because it shouldn't matter. The fundamental story is why I should be purchasing or not purchasing things. And for me, the fundamental story on those assets, in my opinion, I believe there's more meat on that bone. So I made a mistake because I then I took all my analysis and supplanted it with what will the inflation read be and how will people react for 45 seconds based on a number that means nothing. Anyway, that cost me, but you know what? It only cost me imaginary money. It didn't actually cost me, and it was a good lesson. And that is to constantly remind yourself that when you have fundamental reasons for doing the things that you do, Don't let news and spammy little day-to-day bullshit get in the way of fundamental decisions. Fundamental decisions, ideally, hopefully, you spent a lot of time with your basic game theory, your analysis, your 5 T's, use, utility, wide-scale adoption, hoarding effect, all of this stuff that you did. Don't let, today's CPI steer you wrong. That decision cost me about $30,000. But it is what it is. I love how Kraken is so on the money. They just go, Bitcoin crossed 90K. Where have you been for the last 3 hours? Anyway.
Oh my gosh. I get these delayed. Yeah, Coinbase is the same way though. They send it so delayed, like an email. You so just crossed 85K.
Here's the headline. CPI increased by 0.2%. So basically by 20 basis points or 0.2% in October, taking the 12-month inflation rate up to 2.6%. Now, for those of you that are like, that's bullshit. Yes, that is bullshit, but that's the CPI bullshit. And it's at least consistent bullshit. And the only reason I say this is everyone on earth knows, everyone. And I say everyone, Trump's everyone knows CPI. Yeah, everyone knows that's not the real inflation number. That discounting a lot of reality, especially like if you go shopping, that's not real. But it's the same bogus number that they use, and looking at the bogus number compared to the other consistent bogus numbers, you can still see patterns and directions. So CPI, the 12-month inflation rate was up to 2.6%. Both numbers in line with expectations. That's what everyone thought. The market didn't move that much, meaning that, when they say it's priced in, that's what priced in means. When the news releases, nothing happens.
Yeah, the market doesn't move. Yeah.
That's really priced in. That's information theory at work, which is kind of cool. The core CPI accelerated 0.3% for the month and was at 3.3% annually, also meeting forecasts. Despite signs of inflation moderating in other places, shelter prices continue to be a major contributor to the CPI move. Shelter. This is a story that you've heard for 18 months. Shelter. Owner's equivalent rents. Shelter. It's one area. So even when you strip out energy and oil and all that kind of stuff, you look at oil, it is going the other direction fast. And it's funny because the Fed used to say, well, look at oil prices, inflation. Then when oil went straight down, they just said, we don't care about oil. We don't look at oil. They can cherry pick what data they think is important. Anyway, for us, you just look at the numbers and you go, okay, it's interesting. I over assumed there would be a market reaction if the numbers came in different. And that's just dumb. That's as dumb as focusing on TA. Because now I'm thinking about what other people are thinking about when they're thinking about the stuff that they shouldn't be thinking about. So, and it cost me money. That was a lesson right there. See, we don't always win, Brandon. We don't always win. And you know what? As much as I pray to him, the Dark Lord Satan is not always there to answer my questions.
That's strange.
Yeah. So anyway, inflation-adjusted average hourly earnings for workers increased 0.1% for the month and 1.4% from a year ago. But if you do some simple math, if your hourly earnings increased 1.4% from a year ago, but inflation is, core, whatever they're going to call it, 2.6, and then core CPI is at 3.3. If your hourly earnings are not increasing as fast or faster than the admittedly weird inflation, you're losing, which is another reason why people are having such a hard time right now, because people are seeing the prices of stuff go up and they're not getting paid more to make the difference. And hours worked are going down and they're now they're well below a 40-hour work week. So the average worker in America is not working a full work week. That's also problematic. So you factor all these things in, you got to weight them. And the winners in investing are the people who weight that information best, I think. Anyway, that's my CPI spiel. And Bitcoin's at 90. This is an old banner now because Bitcoin got to 93 Okay. Brandon, do you have anything to add? And then I guess we could just jump behind the wall.
No, let's jump behind the wall. I did want to point out one thing because there's a good question here.
Go on.
I've been out of the loop since middle of last week. Can we expect lower gas this week?
Brandon, can you just make gas lower? I'm tired of this.
Hey, I just want you to predict this. Just kidding. Let's go behind the wall.
Listen, Sunday morning, mofos. Sunday morning. Okay? That's about the best shot you got.
No, Greenfield, we want lower gas too, but we can't predict it. It's based off of market.
Loomis in the strategic reserve. We do need to talk about that real quick, Brandon.
You want to talk about it. So I think this is hold on. Oh, no, we're not answering that. Okay, so
strategic reserve down there?
Yeah, the strategic. This is Cynthia. This is Cynthia.
Shit.
Look, she's got the red eyes. Should there be laser beams more? Anyway, whatever. Says we can pass through strategic Bitcoin reserve bill in the first 100 days of Trump's presidency. Now, I believe this is true too because, and this is part of the reason, just one small part of the reason why Bitcoin's going up like crazy. She said that they can pass it. Trump is already starting to appoint people, all crypto-friendly people. If you looked on Polymarket, there is a bet out there on Polymarket about who Trump is going to appoint to the Treasury. I can't remember his name, but he's all pro-Bitcoin. Pro-Bitcoin. So everybody that he's appointing is pro-Bitcoin. The House is pro-Bitcoin. The Senate's pro-Bitcoin. And they're going to propose this bill, and it's just going to happen. You saw Elon's ramblings all night since he got appointed in Doge yesterday.
Boy, I bet, man.
Oh,
let me tell you, I would love to be a fly on the wall when he brings these heads of these departments into his office.
You can be. That's the thing. What? You can be. He's creating a website. He's creating a website, and there's going to be daily, minutely updates of who they're proposing to fire, and you can do like little votes on it or whatever on if they should fire him or not. Like this is so crazy. So he said he's going to do updates.
There's going to be odds on the firing of everyone.
He's going to be showing how much money there's going to be a calculator on the website, how much money we've saved so far by firing people, the salaries that were absolute waste. It's like, Elon, he's going to make this a whole gimmick, thing.
This is the opposite of the world debt clock.
Yes, exactly. Like he's going to show so much stuff. It's going to be so good. I'm so excited for this.
This is good stuff.
So he came out. That was his tweet this morning. He's like, we're going to launch a website that's going to show how much fat we're cutting, where we're cutting the fat, how much your tax dollars are being wasted, have been wasted, how much you've lost by not doing this earlier, all this kind of stuff. It's going to be gold.
You know what it feels like?
I gotta find that tweet.
It feels like we just elected Elon.
Dude, yes, and I don't care. I'm here for it. He has gone off on Mark Cuban. Everybody, his peanut meme is going.
Did he
nuts.
go off on Mark Cuban's dumbass?
Gosh,
Mark Cuban blocked Elon, and I think Elon responded, "Hey, Mark, I own this platform, right?"
yes. He said only X users can respond, and Elon, as X, responded hi. it's like he's so funny. I gotta find Elon's. Oh my gosh. Anyway, we go behind the wall.
There's a lot to be excited about, and there's not a lot of headwind. Don't be one of these dumbasses, and I can say that because I have a bunch of friends that are dumbasses. These are the same friends that haven't been doing shit in crypto for 4 years, and now that things are going up. Hey, what's going on, man? That crypto. Hey, just tell me something to buy so I can just real quick 10x. Bitch, you can't real quick 10x. You missed it, dummy. And then they're like, okay, I got in at Bitcoin at 78, and I'm out at 90. I'm gonna catch it back at 60. Shut up, dummy. People, listen, dummy's gonna dummy. That's all I gotta say. Dummy's gonna dummy. God.
Well, do you know who Dennis Porter is by chance? I don't know who he is really either, but I've been following a couple of his posts over the last few weeks, and he claims to have been in talks prior to everything happening, and everything that he's kind of tweeted has come to fruition a little bit.
With who?
Like heads of state, the strategic, like the Senate, like all the people that are getting appointed. He claimed that he had a part in them getting appointed. He said this person's going to get appointed, and then they got appointed. So that kind of stuff, right? And so he says there's going to be a major announcement within the next 48 hours. So We'll
A
see.
major announcement of what?
On Bitcoin. I don't know. Let's just watch this.
Dude, I'm gonna sell everything I have and wait for 60K.
Yes.
Who's in? Listen, let's just all go to ground, everyone. Everyone.
There is that temptation, though. There is that temptation because we're all like every single one of you here got into Bitcoin like in the 20s, 30s on average. Like there is that temptation, right? So it's like, but 150K sounds a lot better.
Oh geez, I had to update my app because it was only saying 91,000.
Oh yeah, update that away. You're good to go. I was still looking for Elon's little tweet about his page that he's launching because it's so cool. But anyway, let's go behind the wall.
When you look at, just real quick, last thing, when you look at your portfolio, don't look at the total number because that makes you start thinking stupid things. I found myself car shopping yesterday for a car that I don't need.
Gosh. See, I haven't even done anything. Like all I did was went out to dinner this last week.
I mean, I did. Look, I'm eating Campbell's Thick and Chunky and Eggos, mofo. Listen, on that kind of stuff. But I found I got caught up in the stuff. And when you look at your portfolio and it's ridiculous, you start acting ridiculous. And I had to bring myself back down, like, slow your roll, bro. And I look at my portfolio and then I say, wait a minute. Would I take this or would I rather have, 5 or 10x of this over the next 5 years? And the answer is yes.
You want 5 to 10x what your portfolio is?
I do want 5 to 10x. I do because I'm greedy.
That's juicy.
Greed is good, bro.
Well, here's the thing. Let's go behind the wall because I kind of want to talk about game theory on this, what's going to happen here.
Okay, cool. While we're at break, I'm going to make a layer 2 real quick and launch it. Thank you. Because that's what we all do now. We layer 2. Layer 2's for everyone. I've got a layer 2 and you've got a layer 2. All right, let's get that old banner. We don't need that banner on there. We already talked about all that. It's all been talked about. It's all been done.
Going behind the proverbial wall now to continue the broadcast privately for the digital investors and digital private clients. If you'd like to join us, simply go to nickblacknext.com and subscribe to one of our plans and immediately take advantage of our library of tools, tactics, and information. It's all designed to help you learn, grow, and manage your portfolio like a pro. Join us now.
Now, join us now. Write me out. If you're a cat, write me out.